America's children today are not as active as they once were. From the year 2000 to 2009, 21% of children saw an increase in children with type 1 diabetes. Childhood obesity doubled over the past 30 years, and 48% of parents say that their children would rather do chores and homework than play outside. Children just don't understand the need for public lands. Most know we need to protect the environment, but they don't go out into that environment and see its beauty. Outside just isn't exciting to them. Children need to understand that they need real experiences and cannot learn everything from a screen. Children who play outside are statistically more healthy, and thus we need to do something to get them outside and playing. I personally am an outdoorsman, and this is due in part from hunting with my dad from an early age. I spent a lot of my free time outside hunting, fishing, hiking, and just exploring the outdoors. Hunting is a large part of my interest in the outdoors today, and certainly was the case back then. In short, we need to introduce youth to the outdoors and get them excited about going outside. Our program, the Youth Hunting Experience, strives to do this through paid, professionally guided youth hunts. The youth are chosen through a lottery process and can only go once per lifetime. Currently, we have very high rates of success and high rates of youth applying for New Mexico Department of Game and Fish hunts after their experience. Currently, we have turkey, antelope, deer, and elk hunts, each represented respectively in the graphic here. Our expenses are outlined here as food costs per day, shelter costs, costs of the animal tag, and the number of days. Here we also see our expenses per experience, and based on the number of each experience, our annual budget is around $46,000. This is all in-kind costs. However, we would always like to improve our rates of success, and we can improve these rates of success with help from the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish. If the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish were to allow us access to earlier hunting dates and extended times, we would be able to have better access to better lands and earlier hunt dates that would allow us better chances to get a successful experience for the youth. We were also asking for 10 minutes at a hunter safety course to introduce youth to the program who might be interested in having their first experience. We also hope to have 10 minutes during the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish's annual banquet to help us show the success of the program to possible donors. We are not asking for any monetary help from the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish. This is all already taken care of. We are just asking for the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish's support. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to increase our success rates. If the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish were to help us out, they would see more people buying licenses, more people visiting federal and state land and buying camping and day use permits, an increased revenue for retail dealers, which means a better economy for donators to the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish. They would also see more people willing to fight to protect the public lands and more people willing to work to improve these public areas. And just in general, we will be able to have more people out there willing to work in our public lands, and this would lead to an increase in revenue for public lands in the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish. In conclusion, the possible and apparent benefits from the YHE program are worth the relatively minimal costs of running the program. By introducing youth to the outdoors through an exciting and enriching activity, our youth will be more likely to return to the outdoors after a successful experience. The YHE, with the help of the New Mexico Department of Game and Fish, will be able to secure the future of youth in the wilderness and ensure further protection of our public lands. Thank you.